How we doing today, everybody? WatchDisplay here. I haven't done a video in a while, and if you want to check out my Instagram post, please follow me at WatchDisplay. Today I would like to do a 3-week review on a recent addition to my collection. That is the Rolex DateJust II. This is the reference number 116333. And a lot of people ask me how this watch actually wears on the wrist, and that's part of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video. I'm not going to get crazy detailed into the specs. You can go on a website or anywhere and see that material. It is made out of the 904 stainless steel with the Rolex 18 karat yellow gold oyster bracelet, as well as the 18 karat gold fluted bezel and 18 karat gold signed crown. It does provide a 5mm extension on the Easy Link. I'm also not going to go into a lot of detail on that, but you get basically fast 5mm adjustment without using any tools. And here in Florida, it's really hot, and sometimes my wrist does swell up, so that actually comes really in handy. And there are a few other minor adjustments on the inside of this bracelet, but you would need a tool for those. This specific reference has the beautiful slate gray dial. It's almost a sunburst pattern and different lighting. You get different colors of gray. You get everywhere from a light shale slate gray all the way up to a deep charcoal and almost black. Depending on what's around you, I've had the dial almost look burgundy and also somewhat of a blue color depending on the lighting around it. So you really get a watch with a lot of personality. You can see the hour markers are the Roman numerals. They are outlined in Rolex green, and then the centers are done in black. You have a loomed indice at the 9 o'clock position, and you also have loom on the hands, and that's really the only downside I would say to this entire dial is the fact that there's lack of loom in the placement of that one loomed indice. I see what Rolex was doing. They were trying to balance it with the date, in my opinion, and I'm not positive on that, but that's just kind of my thought process, because the ones with the Roman numerals all the way around it, they look a little left heavy because you're missing a Roman numeral at the date window. But yeah, it has a lot of personality. This watch is beautiful. I get a lot of compliments on it. The measurements online say 50mm lug to lug. When I measure with my tools, it actually says 49. I get just shy of 41 diagonally across the case. I have right around a 7-inch wrist. It's a little smaller, but just to give you an idea of how it wears on the wrist, and I'll do a wrist shot here in a second too, but here's one of me just holding it up, and then here is one actually of the actual clasp on the backside of my wrist. Anyone that's familiar with, say, the super case on the GMT Master 2, this actually wears very similar to that, even though that is a 40mm case. The boxiness of the case and the combination of the bracelet on that almost makes it wear less snug to the wrist. And if you really look at the side of these lugs, they really curve down a lot. And of course the side cases are polished, lugs are polished. But they really curve down a lot, so they contour around the wrist. So if you wear this bracelet pretty tight like I do, it really hugs to the wrist, making it very comfortable with the slim profile as compared to, say, a thicker profile, the Submariner or the GMT Master 2. Of course, this is more of a sporty dress watch though, so you know that fits the description of a more sleek profile. But yeah, if anyone has ever had the El Primero too, the Zenith El Primero tricolor, I've had that also. That almost takes up the entire top of my wrist, making it almost slightly too big, and that one is 42mm. I think the lug width, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I believe the lug width is 52mm on the Zenith El Primero 42mm tricolor chronograph. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to do in my personal opinion, I think it wears a little bit smaller than a 41 given the very sleek profile, but we all have different sized wrists and we all wear our watches differently in terms of the tightness of the bracelet. And like I said, I wear mine very, very snug to the wrist. Here's a little bit close up of all the clasp. The GMT, you can see is a little bit different on the actual bracelet clasp. But all in all, I got this watch. I picked it up on the forums, full set, box and papers and everything. I picked that up for right at $8,000 doing, like a wire transfer. So for me, it's a bargain compared to the retail price, and there's not a lot of watches out here in this price point that give you this much presence on the wrist. It really does give you a very sporty yet refined, dressy look, in my opinion. I know those are 3 words and it's kind of hard to put them all in one sentence, but for me, that when I see this watch, it just looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. But like I said, these are just my personal opinions. You could put this on your wrist and you might think it wears big. We all have different size wrists and we all have different opinions. So, of course you have a right to your opinion. And everything on this is somewhat subjective. But just a little bit off topic, you'll see if you follow me on Instagram, WatchDisplay again, I make minimalist Horween handmade straps, any size pretty much, multiple colors, like here's my cranberry wine. So I do those for $35 shipped in the United States. Generally they don't have a buckle, but sometimes I do have buckles in stock. I do this more for a hobby. However, I've had multiple orders, and I really feel like I deliver a very high quality leather for the price compared to a lot of my competition. So yeah, if you'd like a watch strap, feel free to direct message me on Instagram, or you can comment below and I'll get in touch with you. Everything's pretty much handmade. I do everything by myself with minimal tools. So every strap that you get will be 100% handmade by me. And for this grade of Horween leather, all my leathers are actually stamped Horween USA. I would say it's a bargain with shipping and everything. But thank you for staying tuned. And if you have any other questions, I am going to do a further extensive, detailed review when I have a little bit more time with the watch. I like to give it at least 2 months of wear before I really get into the nitty gritty and give you my ups and downs. But so far, this really is all ups for me because the downs are just so minimal. But stay tuned to the next video, and hope you all have a great day.